Yo, what's going on? So, I have been sick since I left home, and I was fooling around in the UP down into Lower Michigan, made it almost to the border, and then came right back up around into the UP, and now I'm headed back out to Colorado, and I haven't been out there since probably this past fall here. It's been a little while. So I'm kind of excited to get back out there, because I like it out there. I don't know. It's pretty boring, but it's, I don't know, it's something different. Like the landscape is way different. Here, please. There it is. Okay. But as a trucker, when you're sick, like there's not really like this. I don't know. I think people think of this job as a trucker as like nearly a blue collar office job almost. And I mean, if you're hauling like a van or reefer, it's way closer. But as a flatbed driver, you still got to do like tarps and straps and all that stuff. And I had to do that yesterday. Was that yesterday? Yeah, it was yesterday. But like you just can't do things as quick as you want to. And like I don't know, it's just kind of frustrating to me because I like to have things like done like very quickly, and when I'm sick, like I am now, like your body just doesn't let you do that, which is incredibly annoying. I don't like it, but it is what it is. And what I was going on about with the whole office job thing is, people would probably think that there are like sick days in this or something like that, like you just call in and say, I'm sick, I'm not going anywhere, can you guys relay this load, which basically means to have another driver take it to where it's going, because I have no interest in doing that. And I'm sure that they could, but if you're gonna sit around like that, like you don't get paid to have a sick day at all. I don't think that's a thing. They'd probably just put you on a reset, so you get the 34 hours to do that reset, and then they'd be like, hey, are you good to go, or what's the deal? And if you're gonna call in sick like that, I mean, I don't know. I considered doing something like that. I believe it was Thursday. I came out from the house on Wednesday, and Thursday morning, I didn't wake up until noon. I was supposed to be up at like 6 in the morning, and I was like, no, like this, everything just said, do not get out of this bed, don't do it, for the love of God. And I was like, okay, I'll listen to that, that's fine. And the load had plenty of slack on it to do stuff like that, so I was like, okay, that's fine. But obviously, or not, I guess it's not obvious, but I had ended up getting rid of that load and getting a different load going other places, so it's all good. But oh man, I mean, it's just like, you can't, if you're gonna call in sick and be like, I'm not going anywhere, it better, like in my mind, it has to be to the point, where you think if you drove the truck that something very bad would happen, like you would crash it, or like you're like not able to like pay attention enough to make good decisions. And like, I mean, if you're sick like that, like you're just kind of like hazy and like you're not really sure if you should be running around out here, I would highly recommend, hold up, I would highly recommend that you do not drive. That's what I say, because the $100 that you're gonna make that day or whatever, like $150 or whatever, when you're at like a stage like I'm at, I mean, other people might be making more money, but I'm just saying for me, like that $150 is not worth like the career that you could have, because if you get in an accident, like some companies I'm sure would be like real hesitant to take a look at you, and that's just not worth it to me. But yeah, man, I don't know. I had been sick for one day before this, and it was on my reset, so I got incredibly lucky. I was just able to sit there and be miserable and watch Netflix or whatever all day and be in the dark. But now it's different. I had to figure out like how to get around this like sickness situation. I got incredibly lucky with the loads that I got, because my first load was a preload, and I brought that to a relay, and then I actually did have to unload that relay, but then I got this as a preload again from the same place that I started at earlier this week. So I got very lucky in that I did not have to do a crazy amount of work to actually make it through all this stuff. But the first thing people said, I have one trucker buddy, and I mean, that's good enough for me. I mean, he's been doing it a little while longer than I have, I think. I don't know. I can't even put a number on it, but he was like, go pick you up some of these guys. I don't know if you can see that. It's vitamin C guys. And all you do is chuck those in water. And that seems to work pretty darn well. Because I don't feel as horrible as when I woke up this morning, that's for sure. And then, of course, I got my cough drops and all that. So I'm not, like, my throat just, if I didn't have these cough drops, it'd be like someone was rubbing like sandpaper on my throat. And that obviously feels great. It's the most wonderful feeling in the world. So basically, it's about figuring out how to work through it. And like, the thing about like this load especially, it's like 1,000, I think it's like 1,200 miles or something like that. Is like, there's no sense in actually like saying like, oh, I can't take that. Because all I have to do is sit right here, and I'm not hazy in the brain. Like, everything still functions properly, but I just feel like trash. Like, I got the most slight headache of all time, and like my body just feels like trash. So it's like a body flu sort of situation or whatever. But basically all I gotta do is sit here and keep this thing going down the middle of the lane. And there's no sense, like, I'm not interacting with people. There's no sense in calling in and being like, oh, I wanna sit around and play some video games and do Netflix or whatever the heck. Because I know myself personally, if I were to call in and do that by the time noon rolled around, I'd be bored as hell. I'd be like, man, I messed up not doing that, because you're not at home either. So you're like just sitting here in the truck, and you're like, oh man, you just really want to move. Like, that's, I don't know, it's like a weird shark mentality. Like, you know how sharks, they got to keep moving to stay alive. Like, that's how I feel when I'm in the truck. I gotta move, and if I'm not moving, I'm like slowly getting a little more pissed off by the hour. I don't know, sometimes it doesn't work out, and there's nothing you can do about it though, so I don't know. The sickness. ugh. Just feel like trash. Just figuring out how to combat it. And I mean, I got today and tomorrow of just running, and that's it. And hopefully, in that time, my body will be like, okay, this flu was stupid. You can get rid of that idea, and we're just gonna feel good again. So by the time Monday comes around and I got this 2-stop situation, I'll be ready to rock. But I don't know. It might not end up that way. It's not gonna be the end of the world. The unloading process is just gonna take a little longer. Oh well. So yeah, if you're gonna call in my opinion, you would have to be like damn near dead. But if you're, I don't know. I think it's all up to like how comfortable you would be with doing whatever, and like you can't really. I don't know. I'm not the authority on telling you when you should be able to run your truck and not. Like anyone who's actually a trucker knows like when they're good to drive and when they shouldn't be driving at all. Like I don't know. That's like common sense, and I mean, people say common sense isn't that common, but I don't know. Make good decisions, I guess. Oh yeah. But I'm gonna get the heck out of here. Remain sick. And, I don't know. Hopefully kick it. Enjoy the drive. Whatever. So, yeah. I will catch y'all on the next one. Bye-bye.